Chef Christina Dimacali from Clean Your Plate. Okay, if you're here, we know we're in for some good eating.
Yes.
But you brought a great dish for Easter.
Something super easy. You can do it on the weeknight or you can do it for Easter brunch. We put together something with eggs. Why not? So we're doing a spaghetti Italian frittata.
It looks beautiful sitting there. That's the finished product we're looking at?
That's the finished product.
But you don't think of frittatas as having spaghetti in them.
Well, actually, in southern Italy, they tend to put pasta in the frittata.
Oh, that's
and it's great because it adds a lot of structure and adds some carbohydrate to the dish and makes it more complete.
It's not just because they got a bunch of pasta left over from the night before.
Well, that's why we do it. That's what we're going to do today.
It's very utilitarian.
Exactly. So we're going to start off with a skillet with a touch of oil, and I'm putting in 2 whole shallots sliced super thin.
A lot of people still haven't cooked with shallots.
Well, shallots are wonderful because they have a nice mellow flavor, kind of like garlic and onion together. So I really, really love that. And when these start to
Edie
get...
hasn't cooked with them either, but she's eaten them a lot.
She's heard about it.
They smell so good.
So what we add to this, once these start to get a little bit brown, we're going to add in some asparagus. I've got 1 cup of sliced asparagus. Now let's say last night you had broccoli, you had carrots. You could substitute that for the asparagus and use that. You can really use any vegetable you want. Just keep the same proportions as what we have in the recipe. Okay? Okay. So while this is going on, we're going to do some eggs.
And already we can smell the shallots.
Shallots. So we have the eggs. This is 6 eggs and 2 egg whites to keep it light and fluffy. We're going to add to this some Parmesan cheese.
Wait, 6 eggs plus 2 additional egg whites.
Right, plus 2 additional egg whites. To the dish. We've got some Parmesan cheese, and then in here we actually have some whipped cottage cheese.
Oh, wow.
Now what this is it has all of the nutritional qualities of cottage cheese without the gritty, chalky texture of the curd.
Right, well,
if you can't find that, you can do part skim or cottage cheese.
Okay, so they sell it whipped.
They do.
You don't take cottage cheese and whip it.
It will literally say whipped cottage cheese, 1% milk fat. Okay, so we have our egg mixture and our cheese mixture. We put that together. Now it doesn't take very long for the asparagus and the shallots to be ready. At this point,
even though the asparagus is a little on the dense side?
Exactly, because we're going to cook it off even further when we combine the eggs.
Oh, yeah.
So we just need to get a little bit of color on, and I will place all of this into a large bowl like so. We'll clean out the pan just like that, and then we'll add in some other leftovers, right? Okay. So we have some spaghetti from last night's dinner. Here comes the spaghetti. You can use other pastas if you made macaroni or bow ties, whatever you want. Here's some halved cherry tomatoes from yesterday's salad. Okay, and some parsley. If you got cilantro, basil, you can do that too.
Now, if you're cooking spaghetti specifically for this recipe, should you leave it a little undone, take it out of the boiling water ahead of time?
I'll probably leave it a little bit al dente, I would say. But it really, really holds together very well in the batter of the eggs. So when we add in the eggs and cheese, this is really our frittata batter, and that's...
You can tell that the cottage cheese really adds a consistency to it that makes it a little bit thicker, right?
It really, really does. It definitely adds something to it. And again, like I said, you could do ricotta if you wanted to find ricotta cheese. That's a perfect substitution.
So it's not more for the taste, it's more for the texture and
holding
it together.
It's more for the texture, but the taste is definitely there. And with the right seasonings, it is really good.
And with the Parmesan in there, you really don't have to use a lot of that to get that great Parmesan.
No, Parmesan has a really strong flavor. It has a little bit of salt to it. So you don't need to do much because you want the vegetables to really shine through.
Okay, so now what's the secret from taking it to this stage to getting it just right?
Just right. This is the trick, okay? We put in a tablespoon of olive oil in the empty pan that's still nice and medium-low heat, okay? And we add in the batter, like so, just like that.
Are you going to have to cover this?
No, we're actually going to finish it off in the oven. So we'll cook it first on the stovetop. Sometimes you move around the spaghetti a little bit, just so everybody gets a fair piece. But at this point, you leave it alone. That's the trick. Leave it alone for 10 minutes. Now, I know you want to push it around just like scrambled eggs.
You feel like you need to do something.
You feel like you need to do something, but it's on very low heat. So we leave it for 10 minutes so that brown crust will form on the bottom. After that, because this is an oven-safe pan, we put it in the oven, 350 degrees, 12 to 15 minutes. And when it comes out, it's going to look something just like this one.
Spectacular.
Here we go.
Great.
Okay.
And you have a new favorite that's perfect for Easter celebration or really any time.
It really is fantastic. And this will serve 4 to 6 people. If it's 4 servings, you know, we're talking about more protein in a serving than chicken breast, less than 400 calories, only 4 grams of saturated fat. And you can do this, like I said, for brunch, or you can serve it for lunch with a little bit of an arugula salad. Wonderful stuff.
As well with any meal.
And you can do it yourself.
Yes.
Just head to our website for the full recipe, NBCPhiladelphia.com, search the 10 show, and then click on recipes. Christina Dimacali, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.